Today, we're diving into a narrative that claims the huge spike in problem children isn't some medical issue. Nope. It's actually the front line of an ancient cosmic war, a battle for the very future of humanity. It's a story of hidden history, genetic destiny, and, well, let's just get into it. This quote from our source material really just cuts right to the heart of it all, doesn't it? It frames this whole thing not as some fringe theory, but as a fight over hidden knowledge, a struggle to get back a truth that, it's claimed, has been deliberately kept from us. And that struggle, it begins in a place that feels very modern, very familiar, with a whole generation of kids who just don't seem to fit into our world. I mean, our schools, our doctors' offices, they're just seeing this wave of kids being labeled with all sorts of behavioral issues. But the source material asks a really provocative question. What if this isn't a problem we need to medicate? What if it's a sign that something absolutely extraordinary is happening? And this slide, wow, it perfectly shows the clash of two totally different worlds. On one side, you have the conventional medical diagnosis, ADD, ADHD, treated with drugs like Ritalin. But on the other side, this source offers this radical alternative. These kids have advanced hybrid DNA, and their behavior, it's just an intuitive rejection of a world they can see is, well, broken. So the real point here, according to the source, isn't about helping these kids cope. It's about control. The claim is that these drug therapies are a systematic attempt to suppress the very advanced abilities that are hardwired into their genetics, basically neutralizing what's seen as a threat. The source is pretty clear that this isn't just a psychological thing, it's biological. And the origins of that biology, it alleges, are not entirely of this world. So who are these indigo children? Well, according to this material, they are interstellar hybrids. They're born in human bodies, but they carry a genetic template that is just vastly more complex. We're talking about the potential for up to 48 strands of activated DNA compared to our standard 2. And they're here, it's claimed, on a massive evolutionary mission. And that is the big question, isn't it? If they're here to help humanity evolve, that implies we're stuck, that we're trapped in something. And to understand what that is, we have to go back. I mean, way, way back. So, according to this narrative, our history is not what we think it is, at all. It's the story of a cosmic war that ended with a sabotage of our very own DNA. Okay, so the source presents this incredibly different version of our history. It starts millions of years ago with an original human race that got wiped out in something called the Electric Wars. Then you fast forward to about 9500 BC, where it's claimed that invader races made a Luciferian covenant to hijack Earth's planetary grid. This was followed by a massive flood to erase our history, and then, finally, a master race program designed to genetically mess with and control anyone who was left. And the results of all of this, humanity as we know it, Homo sapiens, isn't the pinnacle of evolution. No, in this story, we're a genetically mutated version of what we used to be, completely cut off from our original divine potential. And this leads to the central and probably the most stunning claim in this entire narrative. The source completely reframes the story of the crucifixion. It wasn't a historical event about one man. It was a metaphor for a genetic event that happened to our entire species. It was a crucifixion of our DNA, blocking our path to evolution. And the mission now? It's to reverse it, to, as the source says, take Christ off the cross. So where is this genetic war even being fought? Not just inside our cells. According to the source, the battlefield is the planet itself. So the claim is that Earth has this natural energy grid, a whole network of power centers and stargates. The cosmic war, then, is a fight for control over these key spots. Because if you control them, you can manipulate planetary consciousness, and therefore, human consciousness. And look at this. The source gets really specific. We're talking about actual, tangible locations all over the globe, from Hawaii to Egypt, all the way to the Vatican, that are supposedly control bases for these invader forces. This isn't some abstract war, it's a fight for territory. So, after laying out this pretty bleak cosmic history of suppression, the narrative takes a huge pivot. It turns to the solution, a plan for recoding our reality from the ground up. And here is the ultimate twist in this story. The invaders' own corrupted energy grid, the very tool they use to suppress us, can actually be co-opted. It can become the channel for our accelerated healing and our liberation. The source lays out this clear four-step plan called the Guardian Mission. Step 1 is all about personal energetic protection, using something called a Moharic Seal. Think of it like a personal shield of high-frequency energy. Step 2 is getting active, with groups visiting these key planetary sites. Step 3 is transmitting healing frequencies to recode and reclaim the grid. And the final goal? To restore the Christos template, the planet's original divine blueprint. And the number 12 is absolutely key here. The whole goal is to reactivate our dormant 12-strand DNA potential by restoring a pure 12th dimensional frequency, the Christos frequency, to both ourselves and the planet. It's about bringing everything, human and planetary systems, back into their original divine alignment. So this leaves us with a final massive question to think about. This entire narrative presents our reality, our DNA, our planet, as a programmable system. And if that's true, it really forces us to ask, who's been writing the code that runs our world? And maybe more importantly, who's going to write what comes next?